Hari Om. Welcome to the second day of 2021. And most of you have resolved, few of you have just posted your resolve. Some of you have written on a paper, folded it, and kept it in your wallets. All said and done. Next, we are supposed to show our gratitude for given an extension of 365 days, so that each one of you have the will to exhibit your gratitude in your own style. Now we'll continue with PPP 319, which goes like this. Tasmadasaktas satatam karyakarma samachara asakto raucharan karma paramatmoti purusha. So here he says, therefore remaining unattached, always perform duly the duty that must be undertaken. For by purpose or by performing duty without attachment, man attains the highest. So here it starts with therefore, tasmat. So what does he mean by therefore? In the previous verses it has been explained, as we are not going in a sequential form. It says, in case if a person attains Jivan Mukti or liberation or Nirvana, then what is the position? As there is no entity in the body called I, the doer, how will he be? He says, therefore, with all that, we have seen Jivan Mukti's thing which takes place in different forms, even in Yoga Vasistha. After all the explanations and all, it was said that Rama having ascertained the three stages. What are the three stages? The wakeful state, the sleep state, and the dream state. It was understood that perceived just as it is with the ideas of differences. He was just seeing the differences, not getting involved into it. Though one is established in non-duality, now that the wisdom has dawned and they don't see the differences or the dualities, the person who is in the ultimate stage or in the Turiya stage or who is one with the consciousness, then what is his state of mind? It says the whole world or the whole wakeful state is seen as a dream for him. In fact, a few days back we were just discussing about this while taking a walk, a 14-kilometer walk over 3 states of consciousness, and what it is explained as and how. So then what happens? He says, then a Jivan Mukta or release master doesn't give up action. He says, remaining unattached, always perform duly the duty that must be undertaken. Asaktaha, without attachment. Asakti. Okay? And sattatam, always. Karyam, that which should be done. Karmaha, work. Samachara, perform. Right? So, very clearly he says, that person, he works duly all the duties. But there is no entity inside. In a sense, there is no entity inside. In a sense, how it is something like a dead snake which is lying on an ant hill. You see the form of the snake, or even after some time, even the flesh will be eaten away by the ants. But the skin, the pora, as we call, it lies. Sorry. Similarly, the body exists. It will be appearing to the universe, but the doer inside doesn't exist. He is not there for the actions to be performed. Again and again, Krishna is hitting on this. Work should be done without attachment. And what sort of work should be done? As prescribed by the Shastras. That is very, very clear. Whatever work the Shastras prescribe, we have a list of do's and don'ts. We are supposed to do only those things which are supposed to be done. Now, sir, how to identify the do's and don'ts? I haven't gone through the scriptures. We haven't studied the Manusmriti, whatever it is. How to identify the do's and don'ts? The very simple thumb mark or the very simple thing to distinguish between the permissible act and the non-permissible act is the action that you can do in the broad light amidst all others are all permissible acts. The action that you like to do when there is nobody or in the darkness or when you feel that nobody is observing you, then those are abandoned or abolished actions. Take it very clear. This is the thumb mark between the permissible and non-permissible. If you think that nobody is seeing and if you are doing, take it for granted. Very clearly says it is non-permissible act. I know people, they have a textbook. Instead of textbook, they keep a novel and read it. Why that? If you want to read a novel, read the novel, no problem. Finish off your daily schedule, your daily studies, your homeworks, your classworks. Keep the book aside, take a novel and read. No problem. Nobody will object. Without studying your classworks, your textbooks, your school studies or your university studies, and you try to do something else that says it is wrong, and you know that if somebody sees, elders sees, they are going to point out at you, so what? The heavenly work are you doing? Therefore, you try to hide that. You show the textbook in front and you hide the required book of your choice. It may be a novel or whatever it is. You have it inside and you see. That is, that says you are not only cheating the universe, but understand that we are cheating our own self. And always remember, the action that you do, after the action, if you feel like repenting or regretting, those actions should be avoided. I know a lot of people, very flamboyant, they speak lies. Understand, when we are telling the other person knows, but still they don't speak, that is their samskaram, they smile and they leave. And tomorrow, in case the person knows and then if he says, hey, I know this is not true, then what will happen? There are two ways. If we are a bit soft, we apologize, we accept, we smile and we leave it. In case if we are a bit egoistic, we try to defend or justify. So in the process of defending or justification, our voice goes up. That itself says that we are doing wrong. If we haven't done wrong, then our voice doesn't shoot up. It remains calm and cool because we know what we are and totally convinced with our action. We do not have to prove. Of course, some exceptions will be there to prove. We might have to stamp on the table and speak. Yes, all said and done. But I'm speaking about in general situations, general cases, this happens. So even a realized master, even a Brahmavit, has to perform action, but without attachment he works, and there is no doership in him. There is no doership. I, the doer, doesn't exist. Therefore, whether it is success or failure doesn't affect him because there is no doership, there is no expectation. So, with this, we'll conclude this. The verse very clearly says that the work which should be done, do it well always without attachment. Again, there is no diligence, okay, whether I pass or fail, it makes no, what do you call, difference, and that lack of enthusiasm will not be there. Clearly, Krishna says, do it well always without attachment. So, whether you get results or not, but the Jivan Mukta, he does it to the perfection, to the core. He who performs all the prescribed duties in the detached spirit will attain the supreme. Here is giving the key. So what happens? You are not expecting anything, but what happens? You will attain the supreme. Therefore, do your actions without attachment. Do it to the best, and you shall attain the supreme. Saying this, we conclude here. Thanks for being with me. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum.